Council's sincere appreciation to the entire staff at Media Pond LLC for their superb job in creatively telling the story of our award winner today through their video production, which we'll see here in just a few moments. I'm confident that their individual stories with the award winner will tug at your heartstrings and you'll be thoroughly entertained. Now, I think everybody's gunshot. Media Pond is used to being on this side of the camera instead of that side of the camera, but this morning we do have Karen Kelly and Thomas Quinton and Andy and Derek from Media Pond. And just ask them to wave and look for the wonderful company. They've done this for us 2 years running. And now on to the award presentation. The Henrico Community Leader of the Year Award honors some of our county's unsung heroes by awarding an elected or non-elected public official or county resident or business person who shows unwavering support for Henrico County and the business community through his or her involvement in Henrico County, demonstrates dedication to the betterment and or growth of Henrico County, exhibits enthusiasm for Henrico County, and has made a difference in the community. Okay, before we introduce the winner, so to speak, I would like to welcome Eric Nedell, Chair of the Richmond Bar Association's Pro Bono Committee, who will share a bit of background about the unique and astonishing achievements of this year's Henrico Community Leader of the Year, Lakshmi Challa.
Thank you, Troy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me here this morning to talk for just a few minutes about this year's Henrico Community Leader of the Year, Lakshmi Challa, and her important pro bono service. As Troy mentioned, my name is Eric Nedell. I'm an associate at the law firm of Hunt & Williams. I'm also the chair of the Richmond Bar Association's Pro Bono Committee. Each year, the Pro Bono Committee recommends the recipient of the Bar Association's John C. Kenney Pro Bono Award. The award is given annually to a member of the bar who has really stood out in the delivery of pro bono legal services to the poor. Typically, the recipient is a partner at one of the big law firms downtown or the head of a legal services corporation. That wasn't the case this year, as Lakshmi was very deservingly presented with this award in January of this year. I say very deservingly because you don't have to know Lakshmi very long to realize how important pro bono service is for her. She's worked with both legal aid and Commonwealth Catholic Charities, among other organizations. She's partnered with the Virginia Poverty Law Center and the University of Richmond Law School to establish the Victims of Domestic Violence Project, where Lakshmi and other volunteers provide pro bono legal service to individuals who are unable to represent themselves and, in many cases, are often afraid to seek legal advice due to living in constant fear. As stated in her nomination for the John C. Kenney Award, her creation of the Victims of Domestic Violence Project, quote, proves her enduring commitment to serve underprivileged members of our community, end quote. I always find it easy to think in terms of numbers, so I want to quantify in part what Lakshmi and her team have accomplished in the last 3 years. The Challa team has helped more than 50 women, and that number is probably much higher by now, through the Victims of Domestic Violence Project. A typical case involves more than 20 hours of pro bono, free legal service, which means that the Challa team has dedicated more than 1,000 hours to the success of this program alone. This would be an extraordinary accomplishment for a lawyer at a big firm with plenty of resources to leverage. It is a staggering achievement for a 3-person law firm. If you ask any of the victims who benefited from Lakshmi's pro bono service, I doubt they would be able to tell you exactly how many hours went into their case. They would undoubtedly be able to tell you, however, just how much it meant to them to have an advocate like Lakshmi on their side. And this is unquantifiable. I want to close by stealing a few more lines from Lakshmi's nomination. Her commitment to the underprivileged members of our community should not go unnoticed, and her dedication to these activities should serve as an illustration to us all of the good that can be achieved, even by one inspired individual donating only her own time and those of her small firm. Often, especially in a bad economy, attorneys and firms pass the responsibility for pro bono work onto large firms or lawyers in large firms, thinking that those are the people in the firms with the resources to champion pro bono work. Lakshmi Challa is a shining example of the change that one person can inspire, even without big firm resources. End quote. Lakshmi is truly a unique and inspiring leader in the community, and I'm pleased to be a part of this ceremony honoring her today. And before you go any further, we have a short video